Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back and happy Saturday. And as it is Saturday, we're going to do a replay review. That has nothing to do with Saturday. It just happens to be Saturday. Jeb2 has sent me from Clan Lazy D. I like Lazy D. Jeb2 has sent me a bunch of content, most of which I've been unable to get to. Been very busy with all kinds of projects and whatnot. That's just an excuse, really. It makes me sound like I'm more busy than I am, I think. But anyway, Jeb2, I am finally getting to another one of your replays. So I do appreciate this stuff, man. I appreciate the stuff from everybody. But this one actually had a question, and he said, I did okay, but I am sure I should have done better. Don't we all believe that every time, just about? Could you please critique my decisions? You got it. You got it. For instance, I waited as I kept the T-3045 lit because I saw an ally was coming, but was that a good decision? We can look at all that. Mid-tier, tier 5 and 6. I kind of like this little scout, this little tier 6 Chinese 5916. Used to be a little more fun with the auto cannon. Remember that? I don't know if it has it. Does it still have it? I don't remember. I should look it up. I should know that, but I don't know. He is not running it. I can tell you that much because I've already watched it. To really kind of starts off the Chinese combat light line. And it's nice that this line is more or less the same from tier 6 on. It is one of the more congruous lines. That is the word of the day. I don't know if I used it right. I think I did, though. I think I did. One of the more complete, I guess, or I'm just going to stick with congruous because I can't think of a better word. I need a synonym. We are on Himmel's Abbey-Dorf, spawned into the north, and man, this is the question, isn't it? When you say I should have done better, or did I make a good decision? Critique my decisions. A light tank on this map. Ugh. The good news is he's top tier, and this is kind of a combat light. So this really is just a fast medium for the most part. Like even that MT25 next to him is kind of a medium at this tier. Even though neither one of them hits particularly hard, they're nice and fast. Both of them actually have decent armor, surprisingly, at this tier and against lower tiers. But notice how many bloody TDs there are. 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other, and 3 artillery. That's 8, 7 on one side and 8 on the other tanks that you wouldn't really expect being out front. Now some people may play their TDs a little bit more aggressively than others, but as a general rule, you find them back. So we've already got half of our team Camp Alama Ding Dong. We're going to get started here. Jeb's going to go to the middle, and that's part of the first decision that is made. As I noted, light tanks on this map are kind of a pain in the rear. It's not a great light tank map, right? There is not a place on this map, really, that's great for spotting enemy earlier and getting early shots. Sometimes on the 8-9 line, there's a couple spots that you can get to and get your snipers to schwack people, but that's usually a sideshow. Generally, the 1-2 line is the main event, and there's almost no place on the 1-2 line to get to try to spot for early shots. You're just going to show up in the face of something, and they're going to blap you. The middle, then, is sort of relegated to the fast and medium tanks. Problem with the middle is both sides have shots down the road pretty immediately, and the aforementioned TDs are going to be Camp Alama Ding Dang waiting for you to show up and shoot you in the face. Notice there's already an arty arc going. Nobody is spotted. He's just shooting where he knows people are driving. It's such a ridiculous game mechanic. But anyway, unaccountable damage from the heavens. Here we go. Jeb comes in. He kind of knows he's going to get this sort of situation. He takes a hit and he backs out. He's got 2 guys. Gets a little bit unlucky on 2 shots there. And I think wisely backs out. You were not going to win that fight. So good on you. And oh, by the way, holy cow. The first time I looked through this, it took me to minute, I think, 13, with 13 left, to notice this. But see this deployment? It doesn't get any better than this. This is the deployment right now. Mid and low tiers, and then just kind of the campy situation of the game. All the TDs, all the arty. Nobody wants to go get shot. You didn't believe me, did you? I told you that was it. Nobody's moving forward, folks. This is what you got. So back to your question, Deb. Hey, Deb. Jeb. Jeb. Please critique. Should have done better. What should I have done? Man, this is all you can be doing right now. I wish I had some clever, amazing debrief item right here where I could tell you, go down the one column, swing around behind, kill everything back there. They're all TDs, kill the Artie. Now, you're just, this map is such a phone booth, and with your team's deployment, you're actually overextended a little bit. The good news is you have a lot of cover, so you're not really flankable, but you're it, dude. You're the front line of this game on the green team, and you have gone exactly 3 squares away from cap. This is probably the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time. That's not true. I've seen dumber. Now, what I like here, and this is not something I do, but I'm going to start considering it. Beautiful. Goodbye, 12T. You're using what you have, and I think this is important for everybody to wrap their mind around, myself included, because I will often forget this in my desire to push and make things happen and be aggressive and offensive, is that sometimes this is it. You have to react to what you have. This is the... I love this, man. I absolutely love this deployment. This is probably, even the 304 is as forward as everybody else is, minus you and the 302. 3002. Man, whatever. Back to what I was saying, though. You're dealing with what you got. So the question of, all right, did I make the right decision? I'm trying to take on this 3045. I saw I had one ally, plus you got all the 6,000 snipers back there. Man, this is it. Right now, this is your game. It's all you can do. It does bear watching on the west side. There goes the M225. The Artie just flies in on this game. It's just ridiculous. You've got a 41 HM. Can I whine about Artie? Yes. LEF, M44, the other side, 304, 2 LEFs. Just pure... I know people don't like the word cancer, but I think it's apropos. It's not some kind of insult against the people with the disease or whatever, but it is. It's pure gaming cancer, all right? Let's just put it in the context that it belongs in. Just a pure misery. And why is the green team camping like this? TDs and the ridiculous Artie. Or they're just bad, or I don't know what's happening. This guy just kind of loses his mind. But he did want to get out of there. Now he's going to turtle up. He makes actually a pretty good move. Just sitting right there. He's about as safe as he's going to get from Artie. The other thing I want to talk about on this map, notice that... and I learned this playing the CS63 recently, because I don't go to the middle very much. I haven't thought much about it. But the north spawn has the advantage getting into the middle, and the south spawn has the disadvantage. The problem with the poor 3045 is if he goes into this open area, this big open arch right here just can shred him, right? This position from the north gives all kinds of cover from the south spawn. You can go on here and peek, and you got bushes to hide, and you can shoot across here. From the other way, it's just a disaster. Almost completely worthless to take it from the south spawn, to be quite honest, because you can get shot by all these dudes sitting back here right through. Already can bomb the snot out of you. Your only safe spot's kind of this little nook right here. You hide here, or you turtle up where the 3045 is, maybe around this corner, but all of that is determined by whether you get spotted or not, right? And Jeb's doing a nice job keeping this dude spotted. So something I learned about Abby, or relearned, something I hadn't really considered too much because I don't fight in the middle. Generally, I find this to be a bit of a sideshow. You can get beat up on the 1-2 line if they really own this middle. But generally, if you're getting beat up from the middle on the 1-2 line, you're probably losing the 1-2 line at the same time, or having trouble over there. So yes, the middle is important, but I don't think it's as controlling on this map as you might think. Now, Jeb slides back. I like this. Go ahead and go dark. Maybe he'll make a runner right there. Has the 3002 set it? There he goes. I'll push mid. All right, so the 3002 says I'll push mid, and Jeb, this is about as fine a decision, I think, as you could make. Now things are starting to develop, though. I'm going to pause this. Now things are starting to develop. You've got 3 of them dead. You've lost a couple. And you've got some dudes showing up over in the 1-2 line, over in the west. The Panzer IV-H is pushed up. So the enemy team is kind of interested in pushing. There's a Wolverine maybe over in this little middle area right here doing something. So you're starting to get some lights, and they're pushing forward. Your map control is crap, but it doesn't hurt too much because you've got such choke points and so many snipers back here in case they try to push. So now the thought process should be, all right, let's see if we figure out this middle. Where do I go from here? The 3002 just goes in and kills this dude. I think he tried to ram him, didn't get anything out of it, backs up to get the shot, and down he goes. So the middle is more or less sorted. So I see you turn around, and I think we go over here and we take a look and see if we can't find the Wolverine. Actually, we're going to look at this dude. We've got a pretty strong hit point-wise ARL, and they're taking on a medium and a TD. So more than likely, the 1-2 line, while it bears watching, it is going to lose. You do have some snipers over there, but they've cleaned up a few guys, and we're sitting at 5-4. We sneak over here, take a look. All right, the Wolverine isn't making himself available. That is a good decision to not YOLO in there and try to take him on. Oh, by the way, there's a KV2. Looks like he's sitting up top there. So let's just get out of there. That's not working. And then I like this because you start moving yourself over to the 1-2 line, which, as I said, is something that bore watching, and we make a good move to come over here, look for lights, maybe try to kill near deads. The ARL got kind of beat up. And he comes out. I like this move. He takes a shot, unfortunately he bounces, and he cuts left. And that's hugely important. I don't know if he was shooting at you or the RBFM, to be honest. I'd have to back it up and look at where the shot went. Let's do that. Why not? Let's take a look if he actually saw you. But I like what you did maneuver-wise there. Because what happens is he shoots, and you saw the terrain on the left side of the ARL. He shoots, goes forward, and cuts left, and makes it harder for the ARL to get a shot on him. That's a hugely important skill to have right there. He's using the cover. Even though he's out in the open, he's using the cover. Is this guy going to shoot? Yeah, I think it went over to the RBFM. So he's completely in the open, but he's using the cover based on the relative angles, and he covers up from the ARL by using that piece of rock right there. And if the ARL wants a shot, he's got to come way out and expose himself. So that was a really nice move right there. And there you go. He dies. Pushes out, tries to take a shot on Jeb, or potentially, it might have been the BFM back there, RBFM or someone else. And Jeb's going to come around the corner here. We are in the portion of the game where light tanks become extremely important, mid to late game, especially when you have maintained some votes like you have in terms of your hit points at 537. We can be a little bit more aggressive, do some spotting, get into places, and show up in places that the enemy is not expecting or does not want you to show up. So we do have a T-67. He's on low hit points. You can see that last time we saw him, he had not very many. The only thing we got to watch out for here is if for some reason a couple 3 TDs are together. But we know the RBFM was last seen on the 8 line. The Wolverine, that's an old, I call that a stale light, that Wolverine light. I don't know if he was relit there, but that's the same place he was a long time ago when Jeb went and looked. So I wouldn't put too much stock in that thing. So who knows where the Wolverine is. So we could have an RBFM, we could have a Dicker Max, potentially a Wolverine, and a 67. Okay, the RBFM is definitely probably out of the pool. But we could show up with 2 or 3. We find the T-67. He's in big trouble. That's a bummer for him. He's probably like, all right, let's move. And then you showed up right behind him as he moved. So he didn't even get one shot out. Good kill. And now the avalanche is starting to begin, right? Artie comes in, so we have a good idea one of them's over there. There are 3 of them, so they're probably all back in there somewhere. Yep, we click on it. I like that. That's very nice. Good SA if people are paying attention. We're starting to gather map control and come around here, clear this area out, make sure there's no TD sitting down there. Dicker Max was seen and died. All right, now we have some serious freedom of movement. The Wolverine has gone all the way over onto the 8 line, so he's spotted now. The RBFM, maybe back, maybe still sitting there shooting at the 3001 or something like that, and then 3 Artie. This is the point where we can get kind of hyper aggressive with a light tank. Not as in a YOLO just drive through the map, but quickly get into position and start getting shots, getting guys lit, and collapsing the defense here. Now this is worth it. This entire video, this entire replay is worth it just for this simple situation where we find the LEFH. We hit him with HE, light him on fire, and he burns to the ground. Goodbye, clicker. That was fantastic. Probably my favorite part of the video right there. Am I laying it on too thick with the Artie whining? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll come around here. We go back to APCR. RBFM is behind some stuff. And so my discussion earlier about the hyper action kind of time of the game, I think all the decisions you made, which I thought were all pretty darn good and reasonable and were important part of winning the game and keeping yourself in the game. As soon as I killed that LEF and noticed there was an M44 RBFM, there he is, and the other Artie, I'd have come straight down that ramp and right into their face. Start lighting those dudes up, because right now, you want to get to all the spotting and all the damage you can get to. Don't let anybody have any more of that, especially in terms of spotting, because you can get there first. Let them shoot them, but then you share the experience and the credits with the spotting. So just rage down this ramp, rage straight up the ramp, and get right in their face. And at this point, rely on the scout's speed and relatively small size. And I see this a lot with players, right? A very careful kind of play style, which is probably appropriate and important for keeping yourself alive. Of course, you have you have an Artie Drowner. That's so unusual. That just never happens. So strange that an Artie player drowns himself in a fit of pique. Oh, I didn't win the game. I guess I'll probably just have to drown myself. It's fine. My team stunk, and I don't need to have to sit here and play this match. I can go on to the next match. I think I've smashed my table a little bit. I was a little bit angry the other day, and I sort of hit the table. I'm sure none of you have ever done that. Yeah, that's not good. I actually bent it. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah. So get in there and start getting every hit point and spotting point you can. Just go, go, go. Yeah, I'd have just gone right out the RBFM. Thing about the RBFM is, while he fires fast, that was pretty awesome. While he fired, yay, Artie, that's the best. Oh, cool. While he fires fast, his turn is very slow, and if he's moving, he's going to have a hard time hitting you. Just go after the Artie. Don't even stop. I just shoot on the run and zigzag. Don't let him even have this shot. No, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, that hurt. All right, there we go. We fix it. Off we go. Cruise stun. Fire on them. Oh, fire on the move and go. Go, go. Oh. Really, my only quibble with your gameplay is just this kind of end game part. It'll be a little more hyper-aggressive. And it actually follows on to this. This was very interesting to me. It was what I figured was going to happen. I thought we were going to have a glorious end, right? The happy ending. I thought it was happening right here. Like, it's happening! Yes, he's going to dive on top of him. It's going to be a glorious ram kill. Go get him, Jeb. Fantastic. You have learned everything. You are now ready for the world. Oh. All right, you got the spotting. Man, I'd have drove over on top of him. It's a game, man. Just like ram him. Especially in Artie. Like, drive on top. Kill him by smashing. That's the best. That's the bet. You know what should happen with drowners? You should be able to kill them and get the kill. You should be able to farm their hit points and kill them. Only problem I could see with that is potentially people who are rigging games would get in the water, drown themselves, and then the other guy would shoot them. I don't know. There's no good fixes to it, but there you have it, Jeb. 2 kills, 647 damage, 924 assists. Like, not a 2,000 damage game, not a holy cow, super fantabulous ace mastery, pulled it out, Kolbanov's medal against 10 people or whatever, but a really solid work-a-day light tank game with, you weren't given much to work with at the beginning. First of all, the map wasn't much to work with a scout. Second of all, the team really deployed poorly. The enemy team tried to play tanks and move forward and actually attack. Your team hung back, shredded them, poor guys, pushing into them. And then you took advantage once the tide started to turn and really, you started to push the accelerator. I think you could have pushed it a little bit more. That's really, again, my only quibble with it, other than the small things I discussed earlier. Just a real nice job there. And then, of course, just the end game. Just ram that guy. Land on him. All right, man. I hope that helped. I hope that helped everybody. That's all I've got for this Saturday. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday morning on Coffee Talk. Monday morning, I'm planning on having my CS63 extravaganza, provided I can get all of that done. I haven't made that video yet, but hopefully this weekend we sort that out. But in any event, there'll be videos next week. That's all I've got. We will see you.